Hello everybody, you're here with ClaruBeauty with your host Claudia Lara. Thank you very much for tuning in. So today is going to be an interesting video because I am following a tag. What do they call it? Luxury Makeup Starter Kit tag. And this is a collaboration between Wang and Angela Van Rose. Now, these two ladies I've been following for a very long time. I think I started following Wang when she had like 10,000 subscribers. Now she has 200,000. And Angela Van Rose, I think I started watching her when she was around 5,000. Now she's closer to 20,000. But nevertheless, it's not about how many subscribers they got. I've been following them for years. So I know they done a great job, and I know they are very hard workers, and they're very different. So I watch each for different reasons. Wang, I call her the queen in luxury makeup in YouTube. And granted, there's many other makeup artists or people in makeup or luxury makeup, I'm not sure, but in makeup in general, that have many more subscribers, and they're a lot larger. But I call her the queen because I don't know, she acts like a queen in a nice way of saying it. She's very meticulous. I think she's a Virgo, and she keeps growing and growing, and she has very good taste, and she has a way to describe the products and describe how they feel and how they perform that is very clear, and her use of words, and she really has a good way of summarizing things. And on top of all of that, she's very close to my age, and I think she's younger. I don't know exactly how old she is. She might be like 47, 48, something around there. I'm gonna turn 50, so in that way, I think I'm a little older than her. And even though she has sort of an oriental descent or look to her, her skin color is very similar to mine. I think she is a tiny little bit darker, more yellower, more medium, but I'm talking almost nothing. In her winter colors, she is, she describes about some color in the forehead, some color in the face, but the face is, I think we're very close. So that always helps when she is testing products and how they look. And so if they look on her, I usually, know how it will look on me. And then I could go on and on and on and on, but let me move it along. And then Angela Van Rose, she lives in Italy. And she started very into showing products in front of her window with, real light. And she is younger than me. I think she's in her 30s, maybe 36, something like that. They're both gorgeous. She's beautiful. And so she's also into luxury makeup and fragrances. And she also has a very special way of showcasing the products, explaining about the products. She does a lot of swatches. And so I enjoy listening to her as well. She has lighter skin than me and a little different tone. So I have to keep that in mind as I watch her. Nevertheless, I think I went on and on and on and on, but that's because I've been following them for a while. And when they did this collaboration, I said, I want it. Although I have to say, I don't know if it's because they're older than, the average YouTuber in makeup, but their questions are a little more profound, a little more complex, I think, and a little more daring. I mean, you'll see they have a couple of questions here, like a brand that you would stay away from. I mean, those are kind of tough to answer. But we'll play along. And so I'm gonna start going through the questions. Let me see how many they are. There are 15 questions, and hopefully it won't be a very long video. No, not hopefully. It will not be a very long video. I like to talk much. I'm gonna try to really keep it short and concise. I'm gonna try to, I said. All right, so let's begin. The first question is, I hesitated because I wanted to tell you about my date and the products I was waiting for, and all of this jazz. And today's Sunday. You'll see the video tomorrow, Monday. So today's Sunday, and it's the 20th of February of 2022. It's 02/20/2022. It's a portal. There's this intensity, full moon, all these things. But I'll keep it for the next video. So let me concentrate, let me focus, and let's go through the questions. Now we begin. So the first question they ask is, where should someone start when it comes to luxury makeup? Well, all I can say, and I did watch Michelle's video. I haven't watched Angela's, so is that fair or unfair? But we agree in some things and we don't in others. So I'm gonna start. This one, she responds is that for her, the most important will be foundation, which is the face, the texture of the foundation of makeup. So in the way I would answer this is how I started in luxury makeup, which is also kind of a foundation, but I started through the powder. I started with, it used to be Lancome. Well, it's not used to be, it is. But I started with Lancome, which is not one of the top luxury makeups, but it is for me when I was 14, 15, 16, and so on. Lancome, which was like a $40 or a $50 for the actual, it was the dual powder. To me, it was expensive, or it was a luxury product. And I started with that because obviously my skin looked very nice. And I was so young, 20s, 30s, I still was using that powder. And so I do believe it makes a big difference. Your skin, the foundation, right? I remember the next things that I bought that were expensive were kind of skincare. I think I bought a Clarins whole system. I'm talking back on the day when I was in my 20s. And then I tried different things. So I was looking for products that would, we always want our skin to look the best. And so where to begin? Yes, I will begin with either one of these dual powders, because I do believe there's a huge difference from the grocery store, drugstore powders. Even though now you can find very good, translucent powders or something that smooths the skin, and like even the blushes and all the bronzers and all these are powder, right? You can find now, things that will work from the drugstore. But still, I think for the way the skin looks, first and foremost will be a good powder, even though I don't powder myself that much, but if I do, and I think you do need sometimes a good powder, I would start with that. Even nowadays, I've seen a lot of men started going a little bit in the cosmetics, and of course there's more that use full makeup like we as women or females do, but I'm talking more the normal males or that don't necessarily wear makeup, but I've seen they're using, especially with Zoom, they're using perhaps something to cover the under eye or concealer or powder, because through camera you look much better with some powder on, and you look camera usually translates sweat or the redness in the skin. So I've seen more and more men buying at least a good powder. So one that right now, I have a video on it, which will be the Dior Dual. I think I have one here. I like this one, but if it's for a male, I really would recommend like the Chantecaille, the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. Just because it really covers the redness, puts everything nice and together, and it takes away the shine that comes across through Zoom and things like that. Anyhow, I think yeah, so powder or foundation. Because I can keep going on and on about why foundation and what's the difference between a drugstore and the real. So both things. It is really the base of. I think that's where I would start. That's what I recommend. That's what I think it makes a huge difference. All right. Number 2. Is there anything they should stay away from? From luxury makeup. Is there anything they should stay away from? Wow. Well, if it's about economics or if it's about really just the performance of the product, this is sort of tough because, stay away from. I haven't purchased big time of luxury mascaras, but I do buy the middle of the ground, meaning Lancome, and like the roller, I think is one of my favorites, like the Thrive, or like the roller lash, which they're not drugstore mascaras, but they're not necessarily like the big time luxury. I have gotten in like the Chanel's and even more expensive. I haven't had any luck with them or love them to the extent of paying that much money. I am starting to discover more and more the clean beauty. It's supposed to be more natural for your eyelashes. So if I find one for that, then I will spend the money. So something that they should stay away from, I mean, I don't know if away from, but that's something that I have the least in my collection per se. All right. If you could only purchase one category of luxury makeup for the rest of your life, what would it be? One category of luxury makeup the rest of life. Well, one category. I mean, you mean like blushes or eyeshadows or lips? Well, I think it will be a toss between blush or some type of color for my lips, because one or the other uplifts me. There's been times that I wear a lipstick and a bolder lipstick and that's it, and I don't have anything else, and I don't feel I have to have anything else, and I do feel it's uplifted. However, you can tell I have a bold lipstick or some kind of makeup-y, right? At the same token, there's times that I apply blush and no lips or eyes or anything, and I feel at least I don't look like I'm wearing makeup, but I don't look like all pale and ghosty. So if you could purchase one category of luxury makeup for the rest of your life, what would it be? Probably blush. Yeah, blush. I don't know, I'll have to bite my lips with something and give it some color. Or put Vaseline and then add the blush. No, I don't think that will work. Well, there's a lot of lipsticks in the drugstore or any other brands that I think it will do the trick. But when it comes to powders, again, maybe because I have a dry skin, I want some good stuff in my cheeks. And also, I think a lot, not all of them, but a lot of luxury blushes have some luminosity, some have some blurring effects, and sometimes they have different intrinsic colors, and I don't like just a very one color sort of thing. So I do find you find that in the drugstore as well, or less expensive brands, but I enjoy, if I get a luxury brand that I know of, I enjoy their blushes. I mean, for example, Chanel just came out with some, Dior just came out with, I think they're beautiful, they're gorgeous, and they uplift me, right? All right, if you could, what is one luxury makeup brand you will recommend for someone starting out? I definitely will recommend Dior. for somebody starting out, because they have good foundation, they have good powder, they have good blushes, they have good lipsticks, they have good, I mean, they have good everything, really. And they're not too colorful, but they're not too bland or subtle. And so I think the Dior has a very good option to start, to get to know, and you always look beautiful. I know I have bought Dior since I'm in my 20s and 30s and 40s, and I still love them. And they have a long range, because you can find the things from backstage in Sephora, which, you know, they're not luxury packaging, but you have a lot of, maybe a little, well, I don't know if it's less expensive, but you have that variety, very complete collection in very little items or small items. And then you have the actual, you know, the Dior, the normal brand line. And I think all their products are quality. I mean, in foundations, you can find from very light to medium to the Air blush, and I think it just goes well with your skin. And then they have a whole set, like in Clean Beauty, through the Totale Capture Total, and you have the serum, and then and so I think they have these kits and the sequin. You can find everything with Dior. I mean, I guess with all brands, but I find Dior very easy and very accessible, and very complementary to all skin colors. So, I don't know if I should add this, but for example, Chanel has Dior Chanel, right? So Chanel has very good quality products, but in my 20s, in my 30s, in my 40s, I struggle really falling in love with some of the products. It was not until late 40s, I'm talking after 45, that I started seeing the difference using Chanel products versus any other products, because of my age and the condition of my skin and my situation. So now I see the benefits of the subtleness and of the colors, but I don't think they're totally universal, especially for youth. I know now they're trying to get the youngsters, but as I was growing up, I feel that Dior was more targeting in coloring and the way products are applied. I mean, I remember, for example, in the 30s, you know, MAC was super cool in the sense that they were always very trendy, different, and flawless, and, you know, a little more than Dior. However, if you went with Dior, you could still accomplish quite a bit of trendiness and still be in the elegance of the lane of a more luxury sort of products. Anyhow, so yeah. Where am I? Let's look at my you recommend. Okay, that was number 4. Number 5. What is one luxury makeup brand you would tell someone to stay away from? Oof. This is stay away from. This is very hard. There's different products. For example, there's brands that they have a learning curve to them. There's brands that the products might be great, but the coloring is a little more mature. So it will be very hard for me to say just stay away from a certain brand, especially because I believe there's also has to do with personality, lifestyle, you know, what really kind of goes with you. One brand, for example, Trish McEvoy, I have a lot of her products, which I will be featuring. I have their eyeshadows, and their coloring have been hard for me to wear. And it's interesting because the lead of the makeup of Trish McEvoy, she has a lot of my coloring. So I always thought it should match, and that's why I bought so many of the products. But I don't wear them. I don't use them. It's always sort of subtle for me. So, but then again, I have one of the items from the company, which is this lip perfector. I mean, I love this stuff, and I have the other one. I have 2 or 3. I mean, look, I'm at the end. Of course, I have a new one already. So it's not about stay away from the brand altogether, but it's been very hard for me to get into it. So I would say, well, wait until you're a little more advanced or a little olderish, or but again, it is good product. It doesn't bother my eyes. They show up. I mean, so yeah, it's hard to say stay away from a specific brand. I will be doing videos with her stuff hopefully soon, so we'll play more. Maybe I'll learn that learning curve, and maybe I end up even loving them even more. All right, so what is number 6? What is one makeup brand you wish you tried sooner? I know there were 2 as I saw this question the first time, but I don't remember exactly. But the first one that comes to mind immediately is Chantecaille. Chantecaille is, you know, not new, but one of the newest. And I just love the brand, and I love the products, and yeah, I don't know why I didn't try it anytime sooner. And so, yeah, I wish, and I'm trying to think what was the other one. Well, now I don't remember. If I remember, I'll let you guys know, because I know there were 2 when I saw this question. All right, well, I'll let you know if there's another one. But yeah, Chantecaille, now I own a lot of her products, and I just love it. So, oh, is the other one coming to mind or not? Man. Well, there you have it. So Chantecaille. Would you recommend spending money on makeup or skincare? Well, when it comes to would you recommend, I don't know if I will be out there and recommend. I know I have spent quite a bit of money in luxury makeup and skincare, so obviously I think it's worthwhile. So I do believe it makes a difference, but there is a time and place for it. I know there's been periods in my life where I get very busy, or I'm traveling, and I take 5 or 6 items, and that's what I survive in, and I don't find any need to have any more of those 5 or 6 items. But then I come home and I have a full collection, right? So, and if you ask me, oh, get rid of this, or I'm like, no, I like that. So, but I know how to live with just the 5 or 6 items. So would I recommend it to somebody that is not necessarily into makeup? No, you know. Do I find it makes a difference? Some things. My mom, for example, is not into makeup at all, and she survives with 1 or 2 items, and she looks great and put together. It's not like she doesn't look like dressed up or anything. No, she does. And so I have recommended more luxury items for her. One of the ones that she's using right now, for example, is the Hourglass, the Christmas kind of blush set, because it comes with a little bronzer, a little bit of powder, translucent powder, and then options in blushes. And that really works out for her very well. And then, for example, I do recommend a good foundation for her skin, but she has more combination, closer to oily skin. So for her, the Double Wear from Steel Lauder, I don't know if that is considered luxury. For me, it's kind of mid in the range. That works perfect for her, and she's been wearing it for years, and that's as much as, and then the other items to finish up. But what I'm saying is that, would I recommend her to spend more than that? No, not necessarily. Now, in the other, I have my sister who is 24 years younger than me. She's 27. There is other brands that are not the most expensive luxury brands that work very well for her, and they look great. I mean, at that age, how can you mess it up, right? But for example, she has wear Huda or Tarta, like the under eye cover, which is not drugstore. It's a little bit higher than that. And she looks amazing and flawless. But then because I have given her, for example, the Dior undercover, do I see a difference between one and the other? Yes. Do I think it's better for her skin? I think so. But does she needs to spend on it? No, because she looks great on the other stuff, right? So, yeah. So I would recommend it if you like, if you like the experience of luxury makeup, which I do believe there's a whole experience with it, if you enjoy it. And skincare. And skincare, I think, is worthwhile, for sure. I'm not very big on skincare. And I have a whole reasoning of why, but I don't want to make it very long because it has a little history. But for example, I know people that struggle with their skin, but my recommendation would be, and has been, a dermatologist that knows what they're doing to have a program for resolving the issue of the skin. And I've seen many people that have gone to a dermatologist and they have done wonders with the skin. And so I wouldn't say just go and purchase skincare products. I would say go and see why this is happening or resolving. And nowadays there's so much help with that. And then after that, well, of course, probably the dermatologist will suggest and recommend what is your skincare regimen. In my case, I don't have a lot of issues with my hair. Yes, dryness, dullness, wrinkles. Maybe a visit to a dermatologist will do me a very good. I still spend money on skincare, luxury skincare anyways, little bits here and there. I'm more into makeup, but so I hope that answered that question. Okay, number 8. Why do you personally love luxury makeup? Oh my God, I love the experience of luxury makeup. I love the packaging. I love, look at this. I love the shiny, this is Charlotte Tilbury. I think in another video I'd show. Look at this. This is Dior. And to me, it's like gold. It's like pieces of jewelry. I enjoy it. I like it. Some fragrances, not all of them, but some fragrances, you open it. See, even this one, they have a fragrance that to me resembles elegance and nice. When I buy a drugstore lipstick, I don't know. It's not the same. I feel it could be disposable, really. And it's not to say, look, Chanel, this is not like that special like I was showing you. However, I don't know, it's just something about it. The gold, the way the gold is done. And that's not even mentioning, the cases of some powders, of some, there's some that bother me, like this is the Clé de Peau powder, right? So thick, big. I don't find this luxurious. I wish it was thin and not this whole mess, and then you open it. And so not all of it, however, still, it has a kind of a mirror to it. Look at the details, and I love it when I open it and I see the little frame. I have here, the logo, the gold. I find it, it is and especially if you have the small purse and pocket and it fits nicely, and it's very different to pull a luxury piece of makeup in the bathroom, even though the bathroom might be a mess, depending on where you are, but pulling those items that you carry with you to apply your makeup, to me is the whole experience. And I do find a difference between drugstore blush. I'll do a video when I'm comparing something with something. I'm sure there's millions, but for myself and for you guys that look on me and what I show on the case. So yeah, also I love the textures, the different colors, you know, a little bit of tint difference, and it makes a whole difference of how you look. And then you have so many items, the eyes, the cheeks, you know, and the combination. And so I find the complexity of it, and it just fascinates me. And then, you know, it's just, I think it's art. I think it's artistic. And I just like it. And I guess my mind likes to research and what's, you know, the prices and where to get them and why. And I love the marketing that they create for each of these items. And that's why I like the YouTube, to hear the stories. And now that I have a channel, I find myself enjoying even more the brands, in the sense that as I get them, as I learn about them, and the people behind the brands and why they did those products or that trend or what's happening. And I immediately feel involved in the whole world of fashion, not as I'm a model and I'm out there, but just, I guess, in the creative tornado that the collective of all the people involved to create these shows and create this. And I immediately see the people frantically looking through fabrics and shapes. And so now I'm really getting into the, what is this movie? The Rogan Chu, or what, theatrical of life and fashion and colors and styles. And so, yeah, I feel that I'm a little part of it by following it and being with it. All right. Oh my goodness gracious. So I'll try to speed it up. It's always like this. Okay. So should luxury makeup brushes be invested in? Yes, I do believe it makes a big difference. I have found a big difference in myself. So yes, absolutely. Tools of a good artistry, I think, make a huge difference. Unless you become like super expert, you know, the big masters, doesn't matter the tool you give them, they're good. And I think that is with everything. But for me, that I'm not even close to mastery, the tools make a huge difference in the application. And also, it's my skin, right? So it's your skin. So the fact that they're natural fibers, or that they're soft, or that they, you know, I think it makes a big difference. All right, in the feel of it. Should luxury perfumes be invested in? In my view, yes. Yes. I mean, if you go to very, very, very cheap perfumes, you can smell the alcohol after a while of wearing it. Just the smell is not nice. Now, if you talk about normal fragrances, average fragrances, or the ones that are in style or marketing, I think there's some that are excellent. I think there's some that are very good. I will wear them. I know my family members wear them. But they are, I call it for the masses, right? They are for, mass production. And some of them, the technology used, they become a little synthetic. And so I think a lot of them do tend to end up smelling the same, or in Spanish, you have a word sorrillado, you know, like just the end after many hours of wearing it is just, so I don't know. I do find a difference once you jump into luxury and niche, but at least for me, I'm a little picky. So I have found hard to find a fragrance in the luxury or niche category that you really connect with. I don't think it's that easy, at least for me. They smell nice. Most of them have the lane on their own, and you can admire them and you can experience them and find them delicious. But when it is about wearing it yourself and actually having that fragrance with you, I think it's not that easy to find the fragrance. I think it's a quest. I'm actually still on my quest. So again, there's a lot that I enjoy, but it doesn't matter how much money you spend if it doesn't go with you. I have one, Isaki Miyake, you know I'm very bad with names, that my husband just adores and loves with me. It's not that expensive. I wore it for many, many years. Now, it's not my favorite because I wore it for so many years and I think I transcended. So that's the word. I look for a little more sophistication, a little more the scent to be more close to natural. So yeah, should you invest in one? Yeah, I do. I believe in it if you find the one you like. I mean, I went to Egypt. I got some oils that are very close. I mean, they're natural and I love them. I mean, what a difference. However, again, you have to find your true match for you to enjoy it for yourself. Not smell it and it smells nice. Yeah, that's easier. All right. Designer or niche perfume? It goes back to the last question. I think it's a very personal relationship. You have to like the fragrance, feel good with the fragrance, not be bored, but you know, it's an accessory. I mean, look, I even hard times with different things that you don't take, you know, away, you know, to find one that suits you, that you feel comfortable with, that you don't want to take it off, that is with you, you know, and you search and search and search, and then sometimes you get tired of it and you change them. But I think fragrance is like that. So designer or niche perfume, again, you know, I had to read the question because I wanted to make sure I had answered it. I prefer to find a niche perfume just because I feel a little cooler. But the reality is I own designers and I enjoy them quite a bit. So, where is the best place to shop when getting started? Well, I would start going to a department store, going to a specific brand, and just learn about that brand, or ask them to not to give you the newest collection to that brand, but to give you the one that will complement you the most. And what I mean by that, usually when you approach, they want to give you the newest stuff, right? Because it just applies, and it's the one that we all like. We want it because it's the trendier, is where the collective or the masses, or where everything, you know, the colors of the fall, the colors of the spring. If everybody's wearing pink, there's a thing that you wear pink too. But the reality is we're all different, and certain colors don't complement certain people, right? I mean, and so going for the very first time and just trying the newest thing because it's a trendy thing, not necessarily will make you look the best. It has happened to me. And sometimes I'm like, I don't like at all how I look, you know, but it is the trendiest thing. But see, if you're starting and you're going to spend money, then there's a lot of items that being bestsellers are still in the line through the years for a reason, because they're complementary and they work. And so I would go to a department store and specific brand, choose one, Bobbi Brown, Dior, Chanel, and just ask for them to give you their bestseller, or their long lasting, or the best for your features that you don't want, the trendiest, newest. You know, if it goes with you, great. But if it doesn't, yeah, that's what I would ask. And usually they're pretty good. Usually the salespeople, they've been trained by the brand and they know how to figure out your age, your coloring, and then what products will go the best. And I would start with asking for something very natural or neutral, and not go bold in colors just yet until you start getting to know the brand, and then starting to add a little bit. Unless you have a look in mind that you just want that, right? Because sometimes, like, I've been with brands, like I went to MAC, right? And they made me up, but it was not at all my kind of look. And it might have been awesome and great. And people, wow, that looks awesome. But if it's not me and I feel awkward with it and I wouldn't go anywhere with it, then what's the purpose of having the best makeup ever, right? You have to be comfortable. So I would suggest that. The other thing, if you really don't know where to begin in brands, I would recommend, there's a lot of this online. I think there are actually stores behind them, you know, like Beautylish, or like what is the other one, Violet Gray, or like so there's this concierge of luxury brands, skincare, makeup, and so they know a range of brands, and they have great customer service. And so I think even for messaging, chat nowadays, or a phone call, and now they even take your picture, they take video, or they see you, or, you know, many ways. I think that could be a great bet, because they know their brands and they know more or less where to guide you towards. So I would recommend that as well. But if not, in store, of course. We're almost done. We're almost done, guys. Oh my God, 42 minutes. You know, this is Michelle and Angela's fault. This is too many questions. And because they're great at editing, they can just cut it short. I'm not gonna do that. So, all right. We're almost done. 3 more. If you only have $200, what would you buy? What was your first luxury makeup purchase? Did you regret it? What is your biggest luxury makeup regret? Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna leave the $200 towards the end. So the next one, what was your first luxury makeup purchase? Did you regret it? My first luxury makeup was, of course, I already talked about Lancome powder, the dual powder. That was forever and ever. I think that was luxury makeup purchase for them at that level. And then, because I think Lancome at that level is middle of the road, right? But then, and no, I do not regret it. I repurchased it for years. And then, what is your biggest luxury makeup regret? Well, I have purchased many lipsticks that the color never really worked, and I kept them, and they were expensive, and I regret buying them for sure. That happens still to this day. I know there's people that return the makeup if it doesn't work. I haven't done that. So, I mean, I have returned things in my past, but lately it's just too much trouble to ship it back, etc. But I will mention, this is one of the first very expensive, I thought. And this one is funny because this was Michelle's one, I wouldn't say fault, but recommendation. I don't know if you guys recall, because she, oh my God, she recommended that item. She loved that item. The Sisley, what is this? Super Soin Solar Tinted Sun Cream. This one, she swear by it, I think till this day. And it's like $180. And I remember she talking so highly of it that I went to Neiman Marcus, I order it. I was there, I could have tried it, I could have asked for help, but no, I said, this is what I want, this is the color I want, and it has suntan lotion and water resistant, and I left. $180. To me, that was a lot of money. The highest probably I would have, you know, paid for something like this. Tinted sunscreen. And I have regret buying it. I don't use it. I never liked it. I never loved it. It never worked for me. Now I believe that it's still one of her favorites, but I'll tell you why. Two main reasons. They only have 3 shades, and so I got the lightest, which is 1 natural, and it's still too dark for me. So that is a huge mistake when you buy something that is just not your skin color. At least for me, that really bothered me. I don't think I was able to wear it. Maybe, I think now it's too old. I haven't opened, I need to probably test it. I might try it one more time just to see if now that I've been more into makeup and looking a little tan or darker, if it will work. But the second reason I didn't like, it was too thick. I'm used to much thinner formulas or things in my face. But it has this suntan lotion, and suntan lotions usually, for the most part, bother me. There's only one that hasn't bothered me, and it's so light. I love it. I forgot the name of it. I'll do a video on that one because it's worth mentioning and worth saying it. Even though now they're reformulated, I did get the new formula, but it's not the same, blah, 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 blah. But I will share that with you guys. But yeah, this is full. It bothers me. I think I can have it in my face for an hour and I already want to get out of it. It's thick, it's not my color, and I'm not dying for suntan lotion because you see I'm fair. I live in Miami, I don't see the sun that much. So big regret, and I do regret buying it. Should have returned it, could have returned it. That's my fault. And last but not least, Jesus, if you only have $200, what would you buy? For sure, a good foundation. Right now, I'm loving #1, the Chanel. So either I will buy the #1 of Chanel or the Westman Atelier foundation stick. So that's like $70. I will buy a good blush. So I will get either a Dior, you know, one of their pinks, I forgot the name now, Montanier or something like that. It's very uplifting. So I will buy either that one or Rose Initial from Chanel. They're both in the pinkish and coral, but uplifting, which I would need that. So that's what, $130. I will buy definitely a good lipstick. And what would I buy for a good lipstick? That's something. I think I would get a Dior or a Chanel, or, you know, I don't know why it came to my mind, a Clinique, or a Bobbi Brown. A Bobbi Brown. Yeah, I would get like a Bobbi Brown rose, just because the rose will lift me with that lipstick. And then the foundation, a good, so what is that, 40? We were at 130, 40, 170. A good eyebrow pencil. I don't know if the Chanel or the Dior, or now I bought the Rowan, which I like. So, and a not very expensive mascara. I mean, I could, you know, well, I just said that's luxury. Eesh. Well, hopefully they'll give me a sample. I'm very big on samples. So I think that's what I would do. If I really had any left over there, because I'm not very good at adding everything, I might get something like a gloss, like a Clarins, which is 20 something dollars, just to keep my lips a little moisturizing. So that's what I would get with $200. And the blush, I will put it here as well for a little bit shade. How did I do? So I feel I've been rambling and rambling for almost 50 minutes. So I will leave it right here. Thank you so much if you're still here with me for listening. I hope this was at least entertaining, perhaps some value. And really, I say a big hello and a big applause for Michelle and Angela for their hard work, and because I continue to follow them. But these were too many questions. Hard questions. Maybe 8 questions next time. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do it this moment. Please ring the bell on the right hand corner. Please comment below. You know, if you want to answer any of these questions, I will really, I read them and I would be entertained myself and maybe learn a little bit, because I learn a lot from you guys. And if you agree or disagree on the things I mentioned, there you have it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.